Sup guys, welcome back to Review Space, and I'm just gonna run down this list of the upcoming games of 2013. So here we go, 2013 upcoming video games. Alright, we got Retro City Rampage for the Xbox Live Arcade, Unchained Blades for the 3DS, Anarchy Reigns. This one looks kind of exciting. It's supposed to be a beat 'em up or something for the PS3 360. I remember hearing about this. Has some pretty cool looking characters. Hopefully it's good. The big one might be Devil May Cry, DMC, PS3 360. Supposedly it's going to be in an alternate reality or some shit. But it's also going to feature Dante, so it looks like kind of a pseudo reboot or something like that. Honestly, Devil May Cry, I just don't care anymore about DMC, you know what I mean? I just don't have any more interest in it. I would just gladly go back to the first original Devil May Cry for the PS2. I still play that from time to time. Matter of fact, I want to get back into that game. I never beat it, actually. It's pretty difficult, but you know, that game's pretty sweet. But you know, a new Devil May Cry just doesn't. It's not interesting to me. It just seems kind of lame. It's the same crap over and over again, with a different coat of paint. You know, but it's the same ideas. They gotta try something else. And they have to call it DMC Devil May Cry. Like, it's not even, it doesn't have a subtitle or, you know, a number, a numerical order. Like, oh, it's Devil May Cry Part 5, Part 6, Part 10, you know what I mean? It's gotta have just DMC. You know, because they want to trick you and associate that name, that title, on this freaking thing. You know, they want to basically make you feel like, oh, it's Devil May Cry, nostalgia, oh, it's a brand. Capcom can kiss my dick. Alright, let's keep going. Sniper Ghost Warrior 2, don't know what the hell that is. Sounds pretty cool. Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, I believe this was a... was it a DS game or a 3DS game? It's gonna come out for the PS3 as well. That's kind of interesting. Strike Suit Zero, that's only a Windows... yeah, Windows crap. Hitman HD Trilogy. These are all January, by the way. A Hitman game. Well, the collection. Oh my god. Are people still playing Hitman? Are you still really, like, fucking around with Hitman? Like, seriously? They're okay, you know what I mean? I played Hitman on the PS2. One of the, I don't even know, contracts, I think. It's not bad, but it's not great either, you know? It's just kind of alright. I prefer, like, I wish they made, a sequel to Manhunt. Like, Manhunt 3 would be sweet. But instead we get Hitman. Like, fuck Hitman. Hitman is so... it's kind of like... It's just kind of cheesy. Like, it's not that violent. And it doesn't have as much stealth as I would like. Like, it's not a stealth game compared to, like... It doesn't have as much stealth as, let's say, Metal Gear Solid, you know, where you can crawl on the ground and stuff like that, and... They really emphasize on the sneaking aspect of it. But Hitman is just like... 90% of the time you get into firefights anyway, you know what I mean? You alert the people, and then they start attacking you, and then you end up dead. It becomes a third-person shooter anyway. Instead of, oh, let me sneak up behind a guy and then, like, take a Garrett and just totally, like, choke him to death, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like that. You know, like, Manhunt had more of a sneaking aspect, you know? That sneaking up behind and stabbing him to death. Like, that's cool. But Hitman is more... It just doesn't have as much options. It's kind of overhyped as a assassin game. Like, oh, you get to sneak up behind people. You gotta put poison in people's food. Like, no, it's very... 90% of the time you're just shooting people anyway, so... It's not bad, you know? It's not like a crappy series, but... a little too late, you know. Like 2013, we shouldn't be getting old games like Hitman. You know, Hitman is just really kind of redundant, you know. It's kind of last gen, you know. It's just not that good anymore. Alright, February. I'm gonna kind of go through faster with this. I don't want to spend like fucking 30 minutes on this thing. Dead Space 3. Oh my god, Dead Space. It looks kind of alright. I mean, you know, Dead Space has always been... I still like Dead Space. You know, Dead Space 1 was an awesome game, but some people are just not excited for this because it looks kind of different, you know, a little bit more... Everybody's saying Dead Space 3 is gonna suck, basically. Because it's not gonna be it's not gonna be scary anymore. Here's the thing with Dead Space. Dead Space was never scary, man. What the fuck are you talking about? It was never scary. What kind of pussy is afraid of Dead Space? Resident Evil isn't scary, Dead Space isn't scary, a lot of games aren't scary. A lot of these survival horror games are meant to make you feel claustrophobic. But that's it. That's not scary. You're not afraid of anything. It just makes you feel stressed out. You know, you're like, oh shit, you know, like I hate being cornered by this monster, you know, give me some breathing room, motherfucker, and blam, you know, shoot you in the face kind of thing. Like, if anything, it gets me pissed off, you know, it just pisses me off. In these games, you know, these survival horror games make you feel powerless, you know, like you have to use your weapons properly, your ammo, and conserve your ammo and shit. Dead Space 3, man, if it's more action-oriented or whatever, or, you know, if it's not as scary, who cares? It was never scary to me, you know, these survival Resident Evil rip-off games are not scary. What else we got? Fist of the North Star, Ken's Rage 2. Yeah, I heard the first one was okay, like a beat-em-up, mindless game, whatever, man. I'm not a big fan of... It looks okay, but like, if you have Dynasty Warriors, that's all you need. You know what I mean? These hack-and-slash beat-em-ups, they were awesome back in the arcade days, in the 90s. I had fun with it, but... Once you play, you know, one game, that's all you need. Sly Cooper, there's a Sly Cooper game coming out. Thieves in Time, it doesn't have a number. I like the Sly games, you know, Sly, big fan of the Sly series. I thought they were fun, platforming style games, you know what I mean? But it was the PS2 era, you know what I mean? Like, it was so long ago. Sly 3 came out, I don't know, 2005? You know what I mean? It's been so long, and I guess it's probably either a sequel or a reboot. I'm not even sure. I don't know anything about this game. Like, I don't know what the story's gonna be, and I really don't want to spoil it right now. Like, I don't care about the setup. If it's a reboot, if it's a sequel, it doesn't matter to me. Because... I want, you know, it's gonna be the gameplay is gonna be there, it's gonna be fun, I'm sure it better be in an open world, you know what I mean? It better feel like the world is big and kind of like Infamous, but even more stealthy and shit like that. Almost like a mix between Infamous and Assassin's Creed, where it's like this giant world, you can hop on the fucking rooftops, but you can go anywhere you want, you know, and they should have that. Yeah, the Sly series was good, but I felt it was way too linear sometimes. Well, all the time it was linear. And even, you know, Sly 3, I thought Sly 3 was just more of the same, you know. I think the Sly 2 was like the peak of that series. Sly 2 was awesome. That was a great game. It had like a perfect combination of platforming and like... The characters were good, and, you know, the little stage designs they had, you know what I mean? It was just a good, I would say it was the peak of the series. Sly 3 was pretty good too, but just not as good. Like, you can tell they're kind of running out of ideas by Sly 3. Other stuff here, Aliens, Colonial Marines, man, Sonic All-Stars Racing Transform coming out for the 3DS. Yay, I guess. I wonder how much stuff it's not gonna be, like, they're gonna omit from this game, you know, compared to the platform versions, you know, the console versions, rather. Like, the problem with the 3DS games tend to be, like, they lose a lot of the features from the console versions, and the graphics aren't as good, obviously. Let's see. Crysis 3, I've talked about Crysis 3 before. It's all about the graphics with this fucking thing. The CryEngine 3, everybody's fucking just going crazy for CryEngine 3. The gameplay better be good. It better be amazing. If this game doesn't deliver, if it's just a generic shooter, you can take that CryEngine 3 and shove it up your ass. Alright, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Talked about it before. Dynasty Warriors? They have a Dynasty Warriors game? Whatever. Rayman Legends for the Wii U, you know, finally a Wii U game. Meh. You know, it's just meh. I mean, it's not a big deal to me. Ah, there's one called Sniper Elite version 2 for the Wii U! Oh my god! Now, finally something to be excited about. Sniper Elite version 2 for the Wii U. It is a remake of Sniper Elite from 2005. Oh, man. Yeah, I love Sniper Elite. I think it's a really good game. It's one of those cult games, like, you can still find that game for like 20 bucks used for the PS2. I think it's $30 for the Xbox version, but it's pretty valuable because it's kind of rare, you know, it's not everybody has it, and it's a really good game. Like, the gameplay is dope. The graphics aren't that good, but it's a pretty fun game. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's not well received by reviewers. Like, it's got a 71% on game rankings for the PS3, and that's the highest. You know, it's not... You know what? Fuck the reviews, you know? Like, give this game a try, you know? It's Sniper Elite. But I'm gonna say this, like, try and find the original version, though. Like, the PS2 or the Xbox version, because those games are pretty fun. Like, I don't know. But it's gonna be a Wii U game, so that's exciting. Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider, yeah. Fucking reboot. PS3, Xbox 360, no Wii U release. Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. It's just that, you know, the ads are everywhere. You know, YouTube ads for Tomb Raider is like every corner, man. I haven't played a Tomb Raider game since Underworld. That was quite a few years ago. So I've been craving some Tomb Raider, but the thing is, I don't care about this generation. Like, I don't give a shit about the current gen Tomb Raider stuff. I'd rather play, like, last gen. Like, I want to play Anniversary, you know what I mean? I want to play the older ones. That's all you really need. Like, I don't care about... I've never been a Tomb Raider fan, you know. I can understand its appeal, but, you know, the platforming's pretty good, you know. That's what I like, you know, the exploration, and, you know, to top it all off, you're playing this relatively, you know, nice-looking character. It's just that... Whatever, like... Lara Croft is so 90s, you know what I mean? She's a 90s character. She's the Pamela Anderson of video gaming, and that's not really a good thing. She's stuck in the 90s. You know, she hasn't really evolved. They're trying with this game. They're trying to give her, like, this fresh look and make her younger, whatever the fuck, but... To me, Tomb Raider reached its peak in the 90s, you know, on the PlayStation, and that's when it was really big. Like, Lara Croft was one of the top mascots. She was the most popular female video game character of the 90s for the longest time, you know. She was big. It's just that, you know, just like Duke Nukem, just like all these other characters, they haven't done anything in the past, like, 10 years. You know, nothing significant, basically. God of War Ascension, it's a PS3 exclusive. It's a prequel, you know, so it's not exciting. God of War is tired. It's played out, I gotta be honest. I love the first two games, man, and I thought God of War 3 was okay, but, you know, I don't see anything new with this thing. You know, I'm watching a lot of the video game footage and the previews. It doesn't look fucking good. Like, it just looks like a generic, the same thing over and over again. I'm tired of God of War, man. I'm just tired of it. You know, they need something new. The only reason they make it now is, like, they make money off of it. You know, they want to make money off the name. It's the name. That's what you idiots don't realize, is it's the name that sells. Because it's got God of War in it. Alright, no, but, okay, because the thing is, like, okay, you want God of War games? Go get the, like, the re-releases. Go get the PSP, HD remakes or whatever, you know? Go get that, you know? I'm sure not a lot of people got a chance to play those for the PSP. You know, play those instead. Play that fucking cell phone God of War game. Remember that? That came out a few years ago, but man, they had a 2D God of War game for the cell phone, you know? It was a downloadable, or not as well, smartphone. You know, but it's like Ascension, you know? You guys are being tricked, you know? You people are being tricked by the companies. Like, let's rehash the same games we've been putting out since 2005. How is that exciting? People make fun of Call of Duty all the time. Oh, COD sucks. Every year it's the same thing. Well, fucking God of War's the same thing. Give me a break. Alright, StarCraft 2. Oh, yes. Heart of the Swarm, man. You know. It's been 3 years about. Well, not quite. 2.5 years since StarCraft 2 came out. It's gonna sell, and I understand that, but it's like, man, Blizzard has become a marketing machine. They've become like a money-hungry company too. You know, everything is just like, oh, let's re-release and you know, expansion packs and fucking making money off the names of these games. Like, who cares? Whatever. The PS Vita's getting Dead or Alive 5 Plus. That game looks good. Nah. Dead or Alive's okay. It's an okay fighting game, you know. It's very basic. It's no Tekken. It's no Tekken. Gears of War Judgment for the Xbox 360. Everything I said about God of War, insert with Gears of War. There you go. Here you go with Capcom's bullshit, you know. Supposedly they don't want to put out a Wii U version of Resident Evil 6, but they're coming out with RE6 for the Windows. This year, March 22. So, for the other games, you know, Dead Island Riptide, Star Trek, The Last of Us, Battlefield 4, fucking Battlefield 4, wow. Castlevania, Lords of Shadow 2, Deadpool the video game based on the movie, Grand Theft Auto 5, that's gonna be, let me tell you something, Grand Theft Auto 5 is probably gonna be the game of the year. I'm not saying it's gonna be the best game of the year, I'm gonna say it's the biggest game of the year. Like, it's gonna be the most highly anticipated, biggest, it's the Skyrim of 2013. That's gonna be huge. And I gotta say, I'm pretty excited. Yeah, it should be a decent game. I mean, it's gonna be overrated, you know, everybody's gonna give it a 10, perfect 10. It's gonna be like an 8.5, you know, an 8.7, 8.9 kind of experience. You know, which is good, you know, that's good, but it's like everybody's gonna fucking suck Grand Theft Auto's dick, and it's gonna be like Rockstar praising and Rockstar dick riding the whole time. It's so sad, you know. Oh shit! This might be the most exciting game of the year for me. This is my personal, like, I'm excited for this one. Rainbow Six Patriots. Oh fuck yeah. This should be good, man. I mean, you know, love the Rainbow Six Vegas games. This is gonna be Rainbow Six with a number 6. I heard that the developers or whatever the company said that, oh, the current gen is limiting the technology of Rainbow Six, so they might not be able to, like, you know, but oh well. It's been so many years. It's been, what, like 5 years since Vegas 2 came out, you know what I mean? Like 2008, so it's been a long time. I mean, I've missed Rainbow Six, so hopefully it's good, you know. I really do enjoy that cover system. Is just love it. It's my favorite first-person shooter of the current generation. And oh, Watch Dogs for the PS3, Xbox 360. This one should be a big deal too, but I don't know, man. I mean, it could be good, it could be disappointing. You just never know. You know, it might be like an Alan Wake kind of thing where everybody gets hyped up about it, but then it turns out to be okay, you know, not as good as they hoped. So don't be too excited with these fucking games. Like I never get overexcited for a game anymore, you know, because I know that there's always a good chance that it can fucking suck or be disappointing. So it's not a good thing to be overhyped. That's pretty much it. Pikmin 3 is coming out for the Wii U. Pikmin 3, that should be one of those games too that's like, wow, exclusive. Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon for the 3DS. Yeah, like, you know, whatever. Yeah, that's it. There's a bunch of other stuff, obviously. I'm gonna get to that, you know, sometime later this year, but Rainbow Six, baby. I'm fucking looking forward to that. Yes! Till next time, ciao.